Thank you for joining us in this Roadmap to Health session with Congressman Derek Kilmer and the Korean Women's Association. At KWA, we are helping clients stay healthy during the COVID-19 situation by providing a variety of services. These services include delivering care packages to our seniors, providing healthy parenting classes, carry-out lunches, and continued in-home care services. KWA is proud to serve more than 20,000 clients of all races, age groups, and genders across all of Western Washington with more than 1,300 employees. KWA provides services that span across in-home care, domestic violence, affordable housing and rental assistance, senior nutrition, health and food benefits enrollment, employment training, and a variety of other programs.
KWA is thrilled to introduce Congressman Derek Kilmer. I had the pleasure of hearing him speak at the Pierce County Opioid Summit, hosted by Dr. Anthony Chen of Tacoma Pierce County Health Department. We thank Congressman Kilmer for his support for programs like CRISP in Pierce and Kitsap counties. CRISP Healthy Parent Classes are funded by Washington State Department of Health, and I had the honor of discussing maternal and infant health disparities with Governor Inslee at a Results Washington forum. In response to COVID-19, we are partnering with MultiCare, Asia Pacific Cultural Center, Greater Destiny Church, Multicultural Child, Family and Hope Center, Baby Catchers and Beyond, and Answers Counseling to deliver CRISP classes by Zoom and deliver care packages. And now, we would like to welcome Congressman Kilmer, who will provide a special message to kick off our Roadmap to Health session.
Hi everybody, Representative Derek Kilmer here. I want to start by saying thank you to the Korean Women's Association and Roadmap to Health for hosting us virtually today. And thank you for joining today. While we can't be together for this discussion, we can be together in supporting community health. We can be together in staying home and staying healthy, and together in making progress in the fight against this virus. And we can be together in taking care of each other, because while this virus is really contagious, so is kindness, and so is compassion, and so is taking care of each other. In these uncertain times, my number one priority is working for you. And that's why I've been working day and night amidst this pandemic to ensure that folks have access to affordable health care, to increase benefits so families and seniors can put healthy food on the table, and to care for those most vulnerable among us. And I want to invite you to reach out to my office if there's something we can do to lend a hand. I'm excited to be a part of today's effort so that we can take some steps to make sure our communities have the information and resources they need to stay safe and stay well. Now, while our normal routines have changed and we each do our best to avoid contracting and spreading COVID-19, we should also be thinking about other aspects of staying healthy. So today I'm excited that we're going to get some tips about shopping for healthy food on a budget, especially during this pandemic. After her presentation, Tracy will also answer some of your questions. Okay, thanks everybody. Take care of yourselves and one another. And again, I'm honored to represent you.
Now more than ever, food shopping on a budget may feel like a real challenge during the COVID-19 crisis. Whether you have more people at home to feed or you are looking to be more resourceful and save money, it seems that we are all trying to be more financially savvy. The World Health pandemic has made us all step back and reconsider everything we do, purchase, and even eat. Regardless, it's always good to be conscious of how you are spending your money when it comes to food. As a registered dietitian and nutrition expert, I've put together my top 10 tips on how to food shop while being mindful of your family and your bottom line in the time of COVID-19. Number 1, go into the grocery store or shop online with a list. Your grocery store visits right now should be well planned so that you don't forget a key ingredient and have to go running back. You may also want to write out your list rather than have it on your phone so that you don't touch your phone as much while you are out In addition to making your trip easier, your list will not let you be persuaded into buying items that you don't really need, which means you won't be spending more money than you originally intended to. I would also recommend planning your meals a few days in advance so you can stock up on ingredients and look out for potential deals involving your recipe. Number 2, don't be afraid of the frozen aisle. The frozen aisle can be even more nutritious than fresh items. When compared to fresh, it's less likely that frozen items will spoil and go to waste, which will help you save money long term. You can find lots of frozen items these days, such as berries, wonderful when thawed to put into oatmeal, leafy greens, great wilted on a stovetop with garlic and olive oil, cauliflower, delicious thrown into a stew, or even mango, which is perfect for a refreshing smoothie. Number 3, there is more to the can section than ever before, and most items are budget friendly and have a generous expiration date. You can obtain excellent sources of protein, zinc, iron, and other great nutrients from canned foods like veggies, beans, salmon, or tuna. Number 4, buy the most nutritious food for your dollar. On a budget, there's minimal room for empty calories coming from soda, candy, and other sweet treats. So to maximize your nutrition, go for whole grains over white grains, whole grain bread over white bread, whole wheat flour over white flour. You get the picture. Number 5, usually announced in big letters and bold signs or categorized in the sales section online, grocery stores typically have a handful of sales going on. So look for sales for foods that are easy to stock up on, like cereals, oats, or pasta. If fresh produce, eggs, yogurt, meat, or milk is on sale, it's possible they may be expiring soon, so don't forget to check the date and use it in a timely fashion. Also, if you saved up on any coupons or have coupon codes, be sure to put them to good use. Who doesn't love a good deal? Number 6, buying in bulk is recommended, but only if it's something that you know your family will actually use. Otherwise, these items are a waste of space and money. However, big containers of family staples like pasta, bread, yogurt, nut butters, rice, or oats are useful. And purchasing family-sized proteins like poultry, eggs, meat, or fish can save your wallet. You can also freeze leftover fresh proteins like extra burgers or chicken tenders so they don't go to waste. Number 7, plant-based forms of proteins are becoming more and more available, and they can be pretty inexpensive too. If you want to cut back on animal products or just switch up your cooking routine, you can find high-quality protein in foods like wild rice, quinoa, canned beans, lentils, nuts and seeds, or bean-based or whole wheat pasta. Yum. Number 8. Yes, organic foods tend to be more expensive than conventional products, but it's not by a landslide. If you don't want to splurge, it's totally okay to buy conventional, especially when it comes to fruits and veggies. Why, you ask? Well, it's better to eat conventional fruits and veggies, no matter if it's frozen, fresh, or canned, than no fruits or veggies at all. Regardless if conventional or organic, remember to wash fresh produce thoroughly under running water to remove as much dirt and microbes as possible. However, don't wash produce with detergent, soap, or bleach because you do not want to be ingesting the residues from those cleaning agents. Also, wait to wash your fruits and vegetables until it's time to eat to limit spoiling and bacterial growth. Number 9, try to take stock of what you have before you shop. You may already have those seldom used ingredients hiding in your pantry, so use what you have and then replenish it as needed. Number 10, don't forget to compare prices. Just take 2 similar products and compare sizes and values. It may take a beat to do this, but in the end, your wallet will thank you. I hope you can take some of my registered dietitian approved tips and put them to use at your next trip to the grocery store or while online grocery shopping during these uncertain times. And remember to wipe down the handle of the shopping cart, stay at least 6 feet apart from others at the grocery store to practice safe social distancing, and thank those grocery store workers for being there and open. Happy shopping! Question 1. Which fresh fruits and vegetables have the longest shelf life? Is it a good idea to freeze foods that perish quicker? Some fruits and vegetables go faster than others, so yes, it's important to plan accordingly. A fruit that can last up to 4 months under the right conditions are apples. A tip: eat the large apples first, as those tend to go bad first. To make them last extra long, keep apples in a paper bag in your fruit crisper drawer in the refrigerator, away from the vegetables that can emit ethylene gas. That's a natural gas that can cause other close fruits and vegetables to ripen faster. A vegetable that can last up to 2 months if wrapped properly in your fridge is cabbage, and any kind of cabbage works. Napa cabbage, purple cabbage, any variety. They're delicious and extremely nutritious. Carrots have a long shelf life, but the key is to keep them dry. If they are dredged in water, they can rot more quickly. So if you buy carrots in a plastic bag that typically has a little bit of water, just take them out of the plastic bag and put them in a towel, wrap them up to absorb the excess moisture. Garlic can last for months, so keep them at room temperature if you want it to last longer. Onions can last up to a year, so keep them in a dry area or even a dark cabinet to help them last longer. Potatoes can last between 2 to 4 months, and just like onions, they don't like the light, so stow them away. Fun fact: sweet potatoes don't have as long of a storage life, so be sure to eat them within a week of purchase. Also, be sure to keep the potatoes away from the onions and apples, as both of those produce can emit the gas I was talking about earlier that can speed up the ripening process. Yes, it is a great idea to freeze foods that perish quickly, but remember, some foods freeze better than others. Berries are great to freeze, yes, we know this, while fruits with high water content like watermelon, tomatoes, melon, peaches, or nectarines may not be the best idea to freeze. Always freeze bananas with the peel off, so you don't have trouble unpeeling it when it's time to eat. Something that I love to do all year round is freeze grapes. They're super delicious to have at nighttime as a quick little dessert, plus they're satisfying, of course nutritious, and I always find that I feel like I'm eating ice cream. Well, not exactly, but it's pretty close. As for veggies, cucumbers, celery, and lettuce probably aren't the best to freeze due to their high moisture content. Nobody wants icy celery. But feel free to freeze cauliflower, broccoli, corn, peas, or onions. You can either blanch them before or use resealable freezer bags with airtight lids. Just remember to label the produce and eat within 8 to 12 months. Question number 2. What are good resources for healthy and enjoyable recipes? What are your go-to meals to prepare in the summer? There are so many great places these days to find recipes that are healthy, budget-friendly, family-friendly, and pretty easy to make. While I may be old school, I still love getting magazines, particularly Eating Well magazine, for their seasonal and delicious recipes are wonderful. One of my go-to meals from them in the summer is their crunchy Greek salad recipe, which will transport you to the Mediterranean in just a couple of bites. I also love their basil pesto pasta recipe with grilled vegetables, an easy way to turn grilled vegetables into a complete and satisfying meal thanks to the addition of the whole grain pasta and homemade pesto. Plus, online, Eating Well has a great resource. They can break down all the recipes based on your specific dietary needs. Like if you're following a specific diet, like a heart-healthy diet or a gluten-free diet, or if you're simply trying to eat more vegetables, they have a recipe section for that too. They also do nutrition analysis of the meals per serving, so if you have to watch your sugars or your sodium, or if you're looking to increase your fiber or protein, you can get a peek at this information. Because guess what? Knowledge is power. I also love flipping through Good Housekeeping magazine for great recipe ideas. And guess what? The pictures of the food in the magazine are so beautiful that you may even start to drool. But just a warning, their online platform also has a ton of recipes to choose from, and they do an awesome job giving you cooking tips and party ideas if you're hosting a social distancing barbecue this summer. I even have their quick and easy recipe category as a bookmark on my computer, so I'm always getting ideas from them too. I've been recently eyeing their barbecue chickpea and grilled nectarine salad, and their grilled sweet potatoes with a lemon herb sauce. So that is on my to-do list this summer. There are so many platforms online to choose from, but I'm typically on Well and Good's website getting inspiration and creative ideas on how to cook healthy meals. And I'm also on BuzzFeed because they curate a ton of recipes for you. They also have a video platform called Tasty, which brings these recipes to life, so you can get a visualization of what your meals should be looking like step by step. And finally, I'm going to let you in on a little secret in finding recipes with using what you already have. Simply type into the search engine each ingredient and then the word recipe and other keywords like healthy, easy, or less than 30 minutes. And before you know it, you have hundreds of recipes at your fingertips. It's a way to be resourceful, creative, and of course, healthy at the same time. Question 3. What are some affordable and nutritious meat alternatives? It is okay if you're looking to cut back on meat, especially in the summer months when it feels like all you're doing is barbecuing. But thankfully, there are a ton of nutritious and affordable meat alternatives. To start, beans, legumes, lentils, quinoa, and brown rice are all packed with iron and protein. Plus, these all have a wide variety of vitamins that can support heart health, reduce inflammation, boost mental well-being, and can even help keep cholesterol at bay. Although they don't look like nutritional equivalents to meat, you'd be surprised because they do come up pretty close. For example, 1 cup of cooked lentils has more iron than 3 ounces of meat. 1 cup of cooked chickpeas has 2 times the amount of iron as 3 ounces of meat and almost 2 times the amount of protein, which blows my mind too. Plus, these ingredients can feed a lot of bellies, and you could buy them in bulk, which can save you extra money, and who doesn't love that? Another great meat alternative is tofu, and I believe it's a hidden gem in the grocery store, providing a hefty amount of protein that will be sure to keep you and your family full. And tofu is like a sponge, so it will gladly absorb any and all the flavors that you season it with, like barbecue sauce, teriyaki, or even sriracha. And it also works perfectly on the grill. Those grill marks are delicious. You may be surprised at the next meat alternative, but it is mushrooms. And mushrooms can help mimic a burger mouthfeel with their rich and earthy flavors. They're also savory and can stand in for meat, whether it's on the grill or even mixed into a savory pasta dish. I personally look forward to a portobello mushroom burger as a way to change it up every so often. And it's also packed with vitamin D, which is great for immunity and also great for our bone health. And finally, my last two suggestions may surprise you, but they are eggplant and cauliflower because they're also so rich and delicious, and they're also on the rise as being meat alternatives. So just make room for them on the grill, and I promise you, before you know it, those meat options that you have in the freezer aren't going to even be used because you're going to make do with these awesome, seasonal, and delicious and nutritious vegetables instead. Question 4. What are some tips for inspecting food packaging? Well, when inspecting food packages, it's so important to give it a thorough look before throwing it into your cart. So I'm going to give you a couple of things to look out for. There should be no tears or openings in the packaging, as that could pose as a major health risk. If a seal or a film is open, it bumps up the odds for bacterial contamination, so no thanks. There also should be no dents to the cans. And foods that are meant to be dry, guess what? Should be dry. So if they look wet or slimy, just say bye. If there are any films, stickiness, or even dryness to your poultry, meat, or fish items, that's also a no-no. The packaging shouldn't ever be wet or have any old water stains, so be sure to look at it from all perspectives. Reject food in the refrigerator or the freezer aisle that has frozen liquids or even ice crystals on the packaging, as that means the temperatures of those items could have been tampered with. Also, be sure to look out for the expiration date. It may seem obvious, but it's worth mentioning. I recently went to the grocery store and bought peanut butter, and guess what? I came home and it expired 2 months ago. So into the garbage it went. And safety is the food industry's biggest concern. So if something looks off to the naked eye, or you just don't feel right about buying it, don't. And to protect the other customers around you from having any potentially dangerous foods, be sure to contact a sales associate and notify them of the food that just doesn't seem right to you. Question 5. Do you have any tips to avoid overbuying or last-minute shopping while at the grocery store? Great question. It is so common to get distracted at the grocery store and end up buying way more than you originally wanted to. But here are a few tips to stay focused to help you get in and then get out. Stick to a list. Have your recipes in mind that you want to cook for the week and stick to that. Print them out ahead of time so you aren't constantly going into your phone and looking at the recipes online and then becoming distracted. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. We are more likely to give into indulgences if we are hungry in a food store. So be sure to eat a snack beforehand or munch on it while you're grocery shopping. And that's okay too. Also, don't go to the grocery store thirsty, because your brain may confuse that thirst for hunger, which may cause you to spend too much time in the cookie and chips aisle. So bring a water bottle with you. That will save you from spending way too much time in aisles that you may not necessarily want to be in anyway. Try not to get distracted by the sales going on right now. If it's not something that you desperately need at this moment, simply just don't get it. It may seem like an obvious tip, but don't get distracted by what's in other people's carts, because you don't know what their health, lifestyle, or even their budget goals are. So keep your eyes on your cart and your list. Before you go into the grocery store, think about realistically how long you want to be spending in the grocery store. So let's say an hour goes by and you only wanted to give yourself an hour. That means it's time to get out because you likely already got all the things on your list. So it's just another reminder to make sure that you're in and then you're out. Use an old-fashioned pen and paper list. The more times you open up your phone, the longer you will spend in the store. And you want to make this trip as quick as possible to decrease your spending time.